is something which the union must support and see through to a conclusion that turns round this dreadful attack that's taking place on the quality and standards of journalism. Sorry. So it's important that we get linked into the communities that we're supposed to be serving. Chief Executive, I think, was paid a little over £1 million a year. His leaving package is a year's salary. He's only been in the job for 2 years, and now we learn he goes in October, so we assume from that he's going to trouser another £500,000 and not have to even turn up for it. This sort of money, if it was spent properly, would save these papers and provide the kind of alternative ownership that should be in place. It really should. And it's high time these characters were made to account for their greed and their arrogance. And that's what it is. And I think we should send Fry a farewell message today. Fuck off! Fuck off, yeah. Well, I knew I could rely on Chris. And as for the incoming...
I'll take Danny Cagliari with you.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he's already screwing your pension twice for you. We've got a meeting with them in a couple of weeks' time where they're going to try and get you to contribute part of your pension entitlement by this tax racket that they've dreamt up.
The alternative is we've got to rely on ourselves and to fight back and take the kind of action that can show we're not prepared to put up with the priorities that they are forcing on us. We're not going to accept that our jobs have to go to make their profits. We're not going to accept that our colleges are going to get run down because the bankers messed up in terms of the way they run the economy. So I think, you know, what we all have to do in the trade union movement is look to what's happening here and copy this example. Fight with all the kind of courage and bravery that they're doing here. Get behind them and make sure they win. Because a victory for the journalists here will be a victory for the whole trade union movement.
It's unusual these days for people to walk out on indefinite industrial action, and I think they deserve our support. And if we don't have local free press, we won't get to know local issues. And I hope you can all support them. Thank you very much. Cheers.
You know, my group are fully behind what's happening, and I was really chuffed on Thursday when a group of strikers dashed over with Chris here, the regional organiser, to speak, because we found out that they found out, there are better sources than me, that John Fry, who's the chief executive of the company, was meeting some of the bosses. He's having a sandwich lunch with some of the bosses there on his way. It's part of his great tour on his way out with his £1 million in his back pocket. When he's sacked people left, right, and centre and taking the share price down to 4p. You know, this man's got £1 million for taking the share price down to 4p. You've got journalists who are on 15,000, 20,000 quid a year doing a fantastic job, working God knows what hours, facing, if they get back inside, if their jobs aren't sacrificed on the altar of the shareholders and what they're after, you know, you've already heard about the fact the company's hundreds of millions of pounds in debt, and it had a spending spree, and basically workers are all over Johnston Press. Hundreds of people were sacked last year. The NUJ is the only union that's actually in there and standing up against that, and I was proud that we saved some jobs, and I'm really proud to stand alongside my colleagues in South Yorkshire and Selby and Goole and Etworth, because they're an absolute inspiration, and they came over and
pay freezes and attacks on the conditions of workers to try and increase their profits. And I think the result, other than attacking the rights of workers, is also an attack on quality journalism, and it's been the cause of a wave of disputes around the country that the NUJ has led. And the media bosses are using the recession as a cover. They think because there's cuts all across the public sector, they can get away with forcing through cuts and attacking workers in the media as well. And Cameron and Clegg are happy to give the green light for this. Because they're all part of the same group, really. We're not all in it together, but they are in it together, the media bosses and the Tories and the Lib Dems.
Johnston Press over there, can you hear me? They will, and they are. They are having to listen to the NUJ. And as Julia said, we got over and we doorstepped, we got hold of the chief executive, the £1 million a year chief executive, and we grilled him. We gave him a turning over, and that's the sort of thing that we're going to continue. So, John Fry, chief executive, Johnson Press, you can hide, but we will find you. We will get you every time. Plenty of money flooding in to sustain what is going to be a very difficult dispute. We need more, and we need all those pledges of support, and we need more days like today when other trade unions can show their solidarity. The chapel have been fighting like absolute tigers. I can tell you as the official who has done all the work in terms of getting the strike vote in place, that they have been rock solid from the absolute start. We had an official ballot, and just to correct there was a slight suggestion it was an unofficial strike. I can confirm that it is absolutely official. We had a ballot in which we had a 100% vote in favour of strike action on a 95% turnout. And ever since then, the chapel has been 100% solid. There has been no wobble, there have been no waverers. But it's all those other things that other workers have had to put up with. The job cuts, the pay freezes, the not filling of vacancies, rampant mismanagement and incompetence. And South Yorkshire newspapers, Chapel, stood up and said, no, we're not going to take that anymore. They said, enough is enough. This company is destroying the profession that our members love. And that is their job, but it is also their profession. And they are going to stick out and make sure that everybody knows that they're not prepared to let it stand. We do need journalism. Journalism is a watchdog. It holds people to account, and it's standing up for the public interest. Urgent action. There is currently in Parliament a select committee will be looking at this, and we're urging all those MPs to get in there and make sure that issues like here, where good local journalism is getting forced out, is not allowed to happen, and Johnson Press are held to account. Just to sum up, our members are absolutely here at South Yorkshire Newspapers Chapel are absolutely resolute. They are fearless in fighting for their jobs and their profession, and I'd like you to show your support to them now and strike a blow for all workers who respect each other and respect themselves. Thank you.
Last speaker is Jim Oldfield, who has been doing exactly what Chris was talking about, standing up for journalism, sticking his neck out, and actually now he's one of those who are threatened with losing their job. So without further ado, I'll hand you over to Jim Oldfield.
Okay, can you hear me? Yeah. I'm Jim Oldfield, I'm the editor of the South Yorkshire Times.